So let's just go ahead and talk about this bad audio. It's terrible, but it is what it is for this video and the next one. Let's roll right into it. It's a 10-foot LED lighted hanging offset cantilever outdoor umbrella. This thing's got 8 ribs on it for your pleasure, and it's got 5 LED lights per rib, so you're looking at 40 LED lights on this thing. There's your little manual that'll come with it. You really need it for the parts list because some of these bolts were sitting loose in the box. I had them, but if you've got a big tear in the box, you could lose one or something like that, so make sure to get an inventory count before you start, then throw that piece of paper out to the side. Here's your solar panel. I think it's a pretty nice, beefy looking panel, and I think it'll last a while. I don't see any issues with it, really. It's easy to wire up and hook together, and we'll do that together here in just a second. But you'll get about 5 hours of continuous lighted use of this thing. And this is really all the parts that you'll have to connect is 2 leg pieces and a pole, and this comes pre-assembled, and you just slide it down into the pole. And there's the loose bolts that were just sitting everywhere. And you do get a bag of like these little plastic thing, LED replacements or something that you'll probably never really use, but you do get them, so that's nice. You'll just put this in a little X pattern here, no bolts yet, and then you'll just slide this piece down on top of it and put the 4 bolts in. And the good thing is it comes with a little wrench to do it, so you really don't need anything out of your little tool chest. You will need some cement blocks or water thingies or whatever you want to weight this thing down, because wind can cause this to tip over, especially with cantilever. You'll just run this power cable through this other separate piece of a pole here, and then you just connect that together, and then you just sit that in there and slide, rotate it, and it locks itself down into position like so. Super easy there. And then on the other piece of the umbrella itself there, it kind of dangles down. You got 2 little snappy pieces that go into those 2 little holes up there. You just push it up into it, it'll snap in there. It's easy to take back apart as well, but it's easy to put together, which is a great thing. And there's your rope there, which you will crank, and it will open and close your umbrella. There you're going to slide it down into the base mount, and it just locks itself into those grooves right there. That's in the locked position, and you get a little screw there that you'll use to tighten that down. So that's kind of in the storage position there. And then you'll unloosen that back up again, lift it up just a little bit, and bring it up over that edge there so you can swivel freely and stuff like that. And it moves great, completely freely, and no issues there. It's kind of a light rig altogether, so it's not going to be too difficult for you to put together. And then you'll put it back in its locked position there and tighten it down for storage when you're not using it. Lift it back up again. We're ready to rock and roll. To get this to work, you'll lift this little part up here, and you have a sleeve that comes over that, kind of locks it up in this cantilever position that you'll see right there. And then that umbrella kind of sits out in the open there, and you just take your little hand and you crank this thing, and then the magic starts to happen. It'll pull on that rope, and then that rope will pull up the inside of this umbrella, and the umbrella will open just like your traditional umbrellas, but minus a pole through the middle. So how about that for convenience? And then there you see the LED lights, 8 ribs. Looks great, looks solid. You can tilt that thing up and down. I'll show you here a little bit, but you can also tilt it from side to side. So as that shade moves, you can move this and be completely comfortable. And that blue, that little sky blue color there, looks beautiful. And the fabric is just your typical umbrella fabric. It's not really that, I don't know, parachute type material that may last longer. So take care of this one whenever you're not using it, put it away. And there's the plastic things. There's the switch for your LEDs. Everything looks and works correctly. I have another one of these that I reviewed. It casts about the same amount of light at night. It's hard to get those nice shots because it's such a soft light, but you can see what you're doing everywhere on the whole patio. It is sewn a little okay in the corners, but just watch yourself with this thing. We'll take a look at the corners here in a little bit, but underneath it just looks beautiful. That blue really looks pretty with the sunlight, but there you can see how it's sewn together. You see a little issues with the threading, but nothing terrible. I don't think this is going to equate to anything that's going to rip or tear over time or nothing like that, because it collapses and it kind of wraps itself up to be nice and secured, and so it's not going to flop around that much anyway. But the material is your traditional umbrella material. So there you go. Looks completely beautiful, elegant. I really like it, and I can't wait to get some use out of this thing. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on the next product that I have coming out. And there it is in your storage position. See ya!